Hello, good day. This is Alex Etsy, and today we'll be doing a tutorial on how to set our threads. Now, this has become very important because day in, day out, the number one message that I get on my DM is, "Hey, Alex, I just activated my bot. Please help me set my trade. Hey, Alex, I just activated my bot. Please, can you tell me how I will set my trade or can you give me a strategy I can use? I'm trading so and so. It's really stressful, especially when you have to attend to more than 40 to 50 people a day. Come on, I have a life outside crypto. And in fact, the reason why I use bots is to make my life a lot easier, but it gets more complex when I have to attend to all these kind of messages in a day. So, one thing you need to know before we start this tutorial is, first of all, one man's strategy that works well for him might look stupid to another person. Thus, when you give some other professionals the kind of strategy I'm using, they might criticize it. But one thing you need to know about strategy setting is, first of all, know how the bot works. As soon as you do that, any strategy you create will definitely work with you, in as far as you know the mindset you are creating it with. You're not just creating it out of the blues. So today this is a new account. I'm supposed to help someone create a strategy for our account, but I'll be doing it on video with due permission, just so that after this presentation, at least the rate of people who message me would reduce and hopefully I can get my normal lifestyle back. It's coming too stressful for me to start doing that for everybody. Now, let us pay attention, please. So, the first thing we need to know is this: the bot does not do magic, it only works with your instruction. And there are some things you need to consider before giving an instruction. However, let us first of all go to the bot. So you can see this is a plain account newly activated. So I'm going to go to this mine aspect. You can see there's about 22 USDT to serve as gas fee. However, I need to own my professional edition. Now, this professional edition is basically for me to get access to like more coins that are registered on Binance. So once I tick it, you can see ensure you are fully aware of the potential risk. I'll click on agree. I'll click on start now. While these are questions, usually the answers should be B, C, and B. I'll click on submit. Now my professional edition is on. Now there are some things you need to take note of when trading. Like you all know, we are in a typical bearish trend within the market. I cannot say we are in a bearish market, but we're in a bearish trend, a typical one at that. So usually we've been experiencing constant drop in price. Many of us are witnesses to that. Now, I've been interacting with a whole lot of people, and there are some things people usually take before trading a coin. The number one thing is volatility. So most people want to trade Bitcoin because it's very volatile. It's always dropping and getting high, dropping and getting high. So if you look at the Bitcoin graph right now, if you look at the Bitcoin graph, BTC, BUSD, so you can see something like this. It's a very volatile. Wow, you can see this, the up and downward movement, up, down. So for the past 6 to 7 weeks, it's just been an up, down, up, down. So most people will want to trade this because it gives, at least it helps the bot maximize profit. You're buying low, you're selling high, you're buying low, you're selling high. Well, I do not subscribe to this kind of trading for all coins. Now, not every coin that is highly volatile is a good coin to trade, because like we saw in one of our recent Zoom meetings, one of the things you really need to know about a solid coin is the fact that there is, at least to a level or to an extent, a level of stability, meaning there is a constant need for that coin. Now, not all volatile coins are good, because some coins could rise so high, as you can see, they could draw back, but it's also a negative indication to some extent. Yes, to some extent. I don't really want to go into the whole lot of fundamental and technical analysis, but to some extent, this ideology is good. I won't lie to you. It makes sense. The logicality is there. Highly volatile coins, to a large extent, help you maximize profit with the bot, but also be careful. That's just what I want to put. Try and do, the DYOR, or do your own research more often. But in this trade, I would add Bitcoin as part of the coins I'm trading. So I'm just going to come to quantitative, and you can see I have 700 USDT. and I'm going to be experimenting new things today. In my former presentations, remember I have this principle of 100. If I want to trade a coin, if I want to use $10 as my initial startup, $10, and I will naturally leave what $100, right? $100 to be able to buy how many 10 dips or nine that's to be able to use nine margin calls. So if I'm entering the market initially with $10, meaning I have $90, right? And I'll set the $90 for nine margin calls. This has been my principle. But just to tell you that this it is a personal principle, there is no hard and fast rule about it. You can do as much as 15 margin calls, which is what I'll be doing in you know I'll be doing it in some coins I'll be trading in this presentation. I'm going to do it for you to know that there is no hard and fast rule about it, but basically understand how the market works. With that, you can tweak your setting to suit whatever. So I'm going to come now to BTC. I'm going to type BTC. So this is Bitcoin. So I'm going to click on Bitcoin. Okay. I'm going to go to my trade settings. Remember, I said being in a what's it called now? In a bearish market. One way you can actually know what to do is first of all going into the market and seeing the market for yourself. So as we've seen, the price is $32,000, 32,800 right now. I want to go back. This is a okay. Let me go to a 4-hour graph so that I can see the market from a longer time. So you can see it's almost at the base. You can see there was a time the price was at 28. That was around the 18 of June. That was last month. 28. That happens to be the lowest in recent times. So if I'm not mistaken, that's like 15%. 15%. Okay, let's calculate it. Let's see. 800 minus 28. That's 4,800. So that would be like 30% of 32,800. Oh, sorry, not 30, 15% of 32,800. 15% of 32,800. You can see, meaning from this present price, let us look at it carefully. From this present price that it is right now, 32,000, at least to the lowest in recent times, which is 28,000, from to the lowest price in recent times, 28,000, the gap is about 15%. So what this simply means is if I'm entering the market now, my margin call, meaning my last margin call, should be at what 15% and above. So for the sake, just in case the market does something more stupid than the previous time, yeah, I just use that word stupid though. But in case the market dips more than at least that 28,000, I'm going to use like 17 or 18 margin calls. That's 18%. That's my last margin call. But to be able to do something, I want to do something really crazy in this coin. I'm going to do something that I've not done before to tell you that there is no limit to how you can explore this bot. Use it crazily. But the main thing is understand it and use it to your taste. Don't be waiting for somebody's signal, because what I've observed most times they'll say, Alex, just give us your own signal. In such a way that if it doesn't work, we all hold you responsible. Alex, your signal is not working for us. You can do your own signal. So right now, I'll be trading fewer coins, and let us see if these few coins will still make profit for us. That's the goal. So I want to use 15 margin calls. 15 margin calls. So I'm entering the market with $10 and I'm having 15 margin call, meaning $160 is already gone. So let me put it out of the $700, I've already allocated $160 to trade Bitcoin for me. So 160 is already gone. Let us now come back here. So I want to do 15 margin calls. 15 margin calls. Beautiful. Now my profit position, my take profit, I want to use 1.4 to let you know it is not 1.1 is not static, though 1.1 is a very good profit margin, but I want to use 1.4. For my callback, we are still in a bearish market, meaning once it reaches the take profit, there is likelihood it's going to fall back to 0.7, because as we know, the market is going up and down. So I'm going to use the buying callback as 0.7. Now, I want to set my margin configuration. Remember, I'm having using 15. Now, this is the default. For those who have been attending Zoom meetings, we know this is the martingale strategy. Martingale strategy is strategy of If like this, it arose in 18th century, this gambling strategy. If I'm playing one game, for example, and I lose, in my next game I'll play two. So once I win it, I've won for this one, I've won for this one. If I lose, I'll play four. I'll play four times my initial entry into the gamble. So once I win this fourth one, I've won for this one, this one that I've lost before. I don't know if I'm getting it. So, but this is used in crypto to mean I'm entering the market at this price, at number one price. If it dips, I want to buy times two of the initial entry. If it goes deeper by so and so percent, I want to buy times four. So the beautiful thing is when the price now makes up, let's say this one makes up to 1.4%. Now, it will now be 1.4 times 4, which should be about 5.6% gain on these coins I bought at this level, this martingale. Now, this is for those who have money. I don't have money. You can see just $700 I'm trading. If you want to trade $30,000, good and fine. This is a perfect strategy. So by default, my own default now is I want everything to be 1-1. I just want to be buying one value. I'm not using martingale now. So everything here would be on in one. Everything will be in one. So remember I said my last margin call, because from the present price $32,000 to the lowest price Bitcoin has gotten to is about 15%. But I don't want to take chances. So probably my last margin call should be around 19%, just additional. I've gotten my last margin call already. So whatever I do from up, I just want to make sure my last margin call is around 19%. So even if the price falls by 19%, I still want to buy this coin to make profit from it when it increases. Now, I'm going to do something different. Remember, our callback is 0.7 that we've set. So I want my first margin call to be at 1%. So if the price falls by 1%, I want to buy $10. I don't know why this is scattering itself. Okay, let me just confirm. Let me come back. Okay, so if the price falls by 10%, I want to by 1%. Sorry, I want to buy one that's $10 worth of it. If it falls by 1.3%, I want to buy what another $10. If it falls by 1.8%, I want to buy another $10. Somebody will ask, is this guy kidding? Why is he using this close range? This is because I'm using 15 margin calls and I know what I'm doing, and I'll explain what I'm doing to tell you that you can just master the way the bot works and use it to suit you. You don't have to wait for a single strategy. Now, if it falls by 2%, 2%, I want to buy what another $10. If it falls by 2.3%, I want to buy another $10. Then it is here now I'll become very serious. I'll become very careful. If it falls by 3%, I want to buy one. If it falls by 4%, if it falls by 5%, and if it falls by 5.8%, if it falls by what? How many percent now? If it falls by 6%, if it falls by 7, 9, 12, 16. Now, do we understand what's happening here? All right, you won't understand. Now, if you've noticed, for my first to 10th margin call, I'm using close range. But for my 10th margin call, I'm now expanding the range. Now, what this means is regularly from the market, from what I've seen thus far, from what we've studied thus far, that's why I say you need to first of all have an idea of how the market looks like. Usually, it is common for it to fall at least to this level, this 11th margin call, that's Bitcoin and most other coins. That's by 7%. It's a usual. Now, eventually, once it starts falling below this level, I still want to be able to take it. But the main advantage I'm looking out right now is from the new setting on that bot. There's the distribution setting. After the fifth margin call, after the fifth margin call, you can now start changing the profit you want back. Let me go to it and explain to you. This distributed and take profit allocation here. After your fifth margin call, as you can see, you can now start increasing the percentage you want as take profit. So you can say for the coin to buy at the fifth margin call, I don't want the regular 1.4, I want 2. For the coin to buy at the 12th margin call, I don't want the regular 1.4, I want 6% profit. Do you understand this new update on the bot? So from your fifth margin call, you can now start changing the percentage profit. So you can say for the fifth coin, that's the coin that you buy at the fifth margin call, I don't want the regular what 1 point something percent. I want a new percentage. So that is why you can now see me playing. See my margin configuration. I was playing up to the fifth. What this means is I quickly want the bot to reach this fifth margin call. I want it to quickly buy. So after 2%, once it falls to 2.3, I want it to enter this level, this realm, so that once it buys deep quickly to this point, between my fifth and my tenth, between my fifth and my tenth, I can easily capitalize on it to be selling at a higher profit rate. This one's to buy here. Then for my 11th, which you can now see I'm giving more gaps here, for my 11th to 15th, my 11th to 15th margin call, down, if anything that makes it enter this level from 11 to 15, and then okay, this market is becoming quite serious, then as I'm giving the gap of 7, 9, 13, 16, and 19. So at least okay, there's now spacing. So if it dips a little bit, okay, the bot waits to the next level before it buys. You can now see me giving the gap. I don't know if you're getting this strategy. So for this coin, I'm using 15 call and 15 margin call, and I have a whole lot of space and chance to do what I would like to do here. So basically that's it. So I'm now going to go back and set this place of this distributed allocation. I would now set this up and I will change the different profit rate. So for my fifth, let's go back. What's my fifth margin call? So let me check well. So my fifth margin call, I'm saying buy at minus 2.3. So meaning if I want to take profits, I would want to increase it from the regular 1.4. I'll take my profit as 1.8. So any coin is buying at my fifth margin call. I don't want the regular 1.4 I said earlier. I want 1.8. For my sixth margin call, which will be lower, it's buying at a lower rate. I want 1.82. Down to my seventh, I want 1.8. But anything above my eighth, meaning once it has bought above the eighth margin call, I would want 2%. Once it buys above the ninth margin call, I want 2%. Once it buys above the 10th margin call, I want 2%. Then anything above my 10th, remember, for my 11th margin call now, meaning the price is really going deeper right now. So since it's going deeper, I just don't want, I know the more deeper it goes, when it goes higher, there's potency for it to grow higher than the normal 1.4 and higher than the 2. So here I would want 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. Then anything that now makes it go into the 14th and 15th margin call, meaning the price really went down. Here I would want 3. And anything that makes it enter the 15th margin call, meaning the price went by 19%. So once it's growing higher, definitely I should expect that the price is also going to pump higher. So I would want like 6%. So there is it. Okay, let me even change it to theory 2.5, 2.5, theory, then 6. I don't know if you're getting this strategy. Now, this is what I'm going to use for my BTC. I'm going to confirm this. Now, this is done. So, this is just a simple way. That, like I said before, I was stressing on what was it called? Any coin on the share with $10, use 10 margin call. But right now, to show you that you can be versatile, you can explore everything. But the main thing is know how this bot works and know how the market is, what the market is saying, and you can now use it likewise. If, for example, we are in a bullish market where the prices are going up, now, like I've always explained, even in a bullish market, whether we like it or not, let's even see when the last bullish market was. Okay, this was okay. Okay, this was the bullish market. This was the bullish trend that took Bitcoin to about 50 something thousand dollar. You can see this was a bullish trend all the way from $28,000 to 50 something. But let us look at this bullish trend. Let us expand it very well. Now you observe that even in this bullish trend, the bullish trend did not just go like rocket once, right? It was going up, coming down, going up. You see, it retraced itself here. It went up again. Let's come here. You can see all the retracements and everything coming down and all that. So that's to tell you that even in a bullish trend, the retracement is not done once. It does not just, you can see it retraces down itself again. This was a bullish trend before it went back to 61, right? You can see. So even in a typical bullish market that many of us have been asking, what if it's a bullish market? Now in a bullish market, yes, you might need to change your setting because as you can see in a bullish market, the price might not fall as low as 19%, but you can be rest assured that the price can fall as low as 10%. So you can now use a smaller margin to tell the board that fine, I know we're in a bullish market, oh, yes, I might increase my take profit from 1.2, I can start using 3, 4, 5% take profit. However, once the price drops by 1%, so you can now use a smaller margin or a smaller percentage for your margin call drops. That's for the margin you want to buy. So this is the number one. So I've set this coin now. I'll click on confirm and I'll click on sub-bin mode, meaning I want to tell the bot to use those distributions I gave for the from the fifth margin call to the 15th margin call. I want the bot to know that I want you to separate all these stuffs. So I'll click on sub-bin mode and I'll click on start. Confirm strategy. So this coin is done. Then another coin that is usually, let me refresh. It has bought already. You can see -$10. Another coin which I know is usually volatile, but it's a very good coin. Remember, a volatile coin can help you make profit, but not every volatile coin is a good coin to trade. Now we've talked about BTC. I want to talk about AVE right now. I want to do AVE. So first of all, let me even go to the market to see what AVE is doing. I'm just going to do two coins. I'll do the rest by myself so that my video doesn't get too long. But AVE, AAVE. So AVE versus USDT. So you can see this coin is not too volatile. Well, it's a good coin. Let me check cover and see. I'll do AVE, but let me check cover first. So, okay, cover is on an upward trend. It's already going upward. But okay, let me look at it from a shorter time frame. Okay, this is a shorter time frame. Okay, cover is also volatile. You can see the movements up and down within a shorter time frame. So it's cool. It's a good coin, very good coin. Let me go back to AVE and look at AVE from a shorter time frame. Okay. Okay. All right. Not bad at all. So let's now look. The price is 307. Let's look at least in recent times. Let me expand this. Let me use the 4 hour. Let me see the lowest it has come to in recent times. Presently it's at 307. Let's see how low it has come to in recent times. 307. Okay, you can see 275 here, 275. Okay, 275 appears to be the lowest in recent times. So let's now do 307 minus 275. That's about $32. $32. So that we are talking about. So the difference between 307 and 275 is about $32. Now that will be like about 10% of 307. So let's try 12%. Okay, no, it's more than 11%. So let's just say that's about 11% drop. So what this simply means is from this present price of 307, 306, 307 to the lowest price this coin has gotten to thus far is about $12 drop, or sorry, 12 percentage drop. That notwithstanding, I would want to enter the market with this coin, and I'm going to use my same new developed strategy of, I mentioned with $10, I want to use 15 margin call. Now, this is me. I'm having about $700. I want to trade fewer coins, but I want to use more margin calls. So if I'm using 15, 150, 150, meaning I can only trade about 5 at most or 4. And that's what I want to do. So remember, I'm watching two accounts. We'll now start monitoring the profits from here and the profit from that other one that is using 10 margin calls and trading more coins. You discover that the profit will still be almost on the same level, if not, though one would definitely surpass the other because they are trading different amount of coins. But you can still make profits with whatever strategy you're using. But the first thing is know how the bot works and you can set your strategy. So this is me using 15 margin calls here. I want regular 1.4, a callback of 0.3, here will be 0.7, and I'm going to set my margin call as usual. This will be 1, 1, 1, 1. I'm changing everything to 1 as usual. 1, 1, 1, 1. So 1, 1, 1. So, and as for this, I would want to use a time frame. Remember, 0.7 is the first normal callback. So I'm going to use 1 here. Okay, let me just click and come back. So I'm going to use 1 here, 1.3 here, 1.5. I just want to quickly enter because that fifth from that fifth margin call with this new setting of the bot is a whole lot of way to make more cash. I'm going to use 1.8 and I'm going to use 2. So now I'm in the fifth margin call. I can now start taking my time to set reasonable profit. So reasonable. So I'm just going to be using 5 and 6, 7. So right now we'll now start giving spaces of 9, 9, 11, 13, 16, and 19. Beautiful. We'll confirm that. Then, so any coin I'm buying on my fifth margin call, I want to take 1.8% profit instead of 1.3, 1.8. For my eighth margin call, I want to start taking 2% profit from any coin I'm buying there, 2%, 2%. And for my 11th, I want to start taking 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. And for this, I'm going to start taking 3. My last two will be 3, 3. So I will confirm this and I'm done with AVE, right? Click on confirm, click on subbing mode, click on start. So I've started this trade, click on confirm. So I'm trading 2 now. The next thing I want to trade is if I want to trade Kava. Let me even check XRP. XRP seems to be one of these coins. It's volatile. It's a good coin, very good coin, but it's volatile. XRP. Let me see this. Yes, XRP is very volatile, very volatile. You can see this, right? So let's say I want to trade XRP. XRP, trade settings. Now let's say I want to use 10 margin calls, my regular 10 margin calls. This will tell you can change your trade. There is no hard and fast rule, okay? So all those who think unless Alex sets it for you, there are some trades I haven't set, so they don't make profit. Some of my downlines who set their trades themselves are making more profit than me. So there is no hard and fast rule. So please just get that clearly. You can use 2 margin calls depending on how much you have, but just know if for example you're having $200, you could either use, you know, my normal principle of what I told you now, $10, no, trade 2 coins with $100. You enter with 10 and use 9 margin call. That's an option. You can trade 4 coins, enter with $10, use 4 margin calls. Depends, but the truth is the more margin calls you use, the more you are making, you can take advantage of the market. You can see what I'm doing right now because I'm using more margin calls. So I will take advantage of this market. No doubt I will take advantage of this market. So this is it. Okay, let me come back again. So I want to use I'm gonna use okay 1.0, 1.2, 1.4, 1.6. Now I've entered my fifth margin call 1.8. Use 2, 2.8, 3.8, 4.8. Now go to 6. Oh, I was using 10 margin calls. I thought I was still using 15. No, if I'm using 10 margin calls, I would want to change this. So 1.8 to, so from here, definitely I will start using 4, 6, 8, and 10. So I'll click on confirm. Then for my distributed allocation, yeah, I want to take 3%, 3%, take 2.5, 2.5, 2, 2, start. Oh, I forgot to set game mode. So basically, this is it. And let's do the calculation quickly. We've used 160, 160, and now this last one we've allotted $100. So there will be 320, 420, 420 minus 780, or 780 minus, okay, let's calculate this. 780 minus 420. So we still have 360 left that we have not allocated. I mean, I can still use 2 coins using my 15, that's 15 margin calls if I so choose, or I can still use, 3 or more coins using 10 margin calls. So please always feel free. But the first thing is always watch the videos to understand how the bot works, how the market is going. Then you can trust me, you can use the bot and make advantage of the bot.